Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to show and tell number 226. Yeah, I just yelled at you because I was running out of breath. Sorry. So it's been a bit of a week at Chez Penny. I mean, not that it frequently isn't, you know, something dramatic here, but it was still dramatic here. I have a handful of stitch markers and I don't know what to do with them. Please forgive me while I try to figure out what to do with them. But yeah, so the other night, I had not slept well the night before. I was tired. I'd done manual labor all day. I hadn't really taken any time off all day. I was just very cranky and tired and just, you know, I took a shower, brushed my teeth. I was getting ready to take my pills and I was walking down the hall. I had a fistful of pills and my phone in my hand, and the cats come tearing in off the catio. That only means that they've caught something. So I look down and realize there's a pretty big black shadowy thing underneath Pippin, or that Pippin's lunging for. So I go into the study, tell Troy, hey, I'm gonna need help with this because whatever they've caught's big, and they're tearing off after it and making a bunch of noise. So he comes in there and we're trying to figure out what they have. In the 2 seconds it took me to put down my handful of pills and my phone and get back to the living room, which is not like some great distance across the house or something. It's literally like 3 steps this way, 3 steps this way. They're both looking at the curtains, prowling and making chirping noises. So we pull the curtain back and a bird flies out. So this night, where all I want to do is just go to bed. I just want to unwind, relax, maybe knit a couple rows on a pair of socks. I spend 45 minutes chasing a bird. We got it out. He wasn't injured. He was very exhausted though. As soon as we got him out the front door, he took flight. But it's like, we don't know if they knocked this bird out of the air. We don't know if the bird just like flew in the house on its own and the cats went after it. We don't know if he went to go land because we've changed the netting. We had a net over the top of the catio fence. Then we just extended the catio fence 3 feet in the air. So Banner can't get out again. Because those were fun mornings. Pitch black, 4 a.m. looking for a tiny black fluffy cat. When you can't see anything. Knowing that there are fox and coyote that come through the backyard. Those were fun mornings. Those were fun mornings. So yeah, it took him 7 months to figure out how to escape, but he did finally figure out how to escape. So now we have, what is the equivalent of like a 7.5 foot tall fence. And the top half of it is so floppy he can't climb it. But we don't know if like the bird thought that the covering net was still there. Or we don't know what happened. But they chased a bird into the house. So we had to like, we were trying to catch the bird and then the cats kept getting in the way. So we had to like grab the cats, throw them in the bedroom, go find the bird again, making sure we're turning off all the ceiling fans as we go room to room trying to find this bird. And we're trying to figure out, because as we were getting the cats locked away, when we realized we couldn't catch this bird, you know, any other way, we're like running around like, where could this bird be? Because he was a tiny little wren. I mean, these things look like leaves blowing across the backyard when you get 5 or 6 of them like hopping around in your backyard. So this tiny little wren in this big old house. And there's like 9 million hiding places where he could just like jump on top and hide. But anyway, he flew off. I'm assuming still fine. He didn't appear to have anything broken. He was hopping around just fine, but he was very tired. And I don't know how much time y'all have spent around birds. When they get very overwrought or excited, they start to like hyperventilate and can pass out on you. And he was like 1 step away from like that passing out thing. So anyway, like, you know, I would love to start one of these videos, just be like, absolutely nothing happened. Nothing happened. Not gonna happen. I know. So Tuesday's video was the project shares and winter announcements for the Spook Your Spring Make-Along. Go check out that video if you did not see it on Tuesday. On Saturday, We should have our unboxing of the Yarnable and ALC for this month, along with the pairings from previous months. I'm going to do a review, not a review, of 2 of the new Joann's yarns, the Rave and the other floofy one. I have some things to say about them, but I'm not doing an actual review on them. But I'm not sure when that's going to come up. There's also another crafty chat I want to sit down and have with you guys. So anyway, let's go ahead and get on to projects and talking about projects instead of I Kitchenered my toes closed on my UFO socks. I still need to weave in ends. I need to just put a basket together of socks that need to have their ends woven in, because my Advent socks from the Aberdeen Wool Co. Advent from a couple years ago, still, I haven't finished weaving in the ends on those. Like, I'll get bored and weave in like 3 ends, but I'm going to be mad. I'm very angry that I didn't use a knit over method, because even if I don't trust that, it would take nothing to just run my yarn through those knit over stitches and just kind of double lock things in place. But I didn't, so here we are. These have a couple of ends to weave in still. These, I think it's just the toes. Yeah, I wove in the cuffs, I just have the toes. So very excited about that. These are done, ready for the Venta. I need to photograph them and put them up on Summer Sock Camp. If you guys are not already participating and interested, knitting and crochet socks, just saying. I will, in the description box, leave Kay tagged, Crazy Sock Lady, as well as her video talking about Summer Sock Camp. But come join us because it's fun. And oh my God, the FOs. I have learned so many new patterns, and I am dying now to try the non-Euclidean sock, just because I want to see what it actually feels like. I'll leave a link for that in the description box too. There'll be lots of links in the description box. But yeah, now I'm like curious. I want to know, like, because I love my shadow wrap heel. Denise does such an amazing job. Earth Tone Girls, I watch her tutorial every time I need to do it. Unless I just watched it. But her explanation of the shadow wrap heel and how she... I call it hers. It's not technically hers. It's a short row heel, but her tutorial is brilliant. She does such a good job explaining it. I even bought her pattern, the Sock Exploration pattern, just because she does such a good job. I wanted to like support her as a designer and continue to teach me, because her and Tony, I just learned the most random useful things from them when it comes to yarn. I'm just saying. The 2 of them are such a wealth of knowledge, and their ability to concisely share knowledge. I love it. So we may now have 3 whip socks. So first off, we have some just vanilla socks. This is Cascade Heritage in 80s. I'm not sure what the color number is. I don't have my label up here. On Sunday, I did my heels. I had a migraine and still managed to watch the tutorial on the short row heel and get 2 heels done. Just saying. I took a Mac Salt and drink tea, because hot things make me feel good when I have migraine. So now we have a heel. It looks like a proper sock now. I'm still counting 10 rows. I'm trying to do 10 rows a day so you can see where I've gotten so far this morning. This is my sock from this morning. So I'll be halfway through the purple and white when I finish my 10 rows for today. But loving this. I use the Serenity, Premier Serenity, Deborah Norville black. It's the same black that I used on the pink sock there. For the heel, I am also using Precious Knits sock coats in here. Skein coats. Not sock coats. Skein coat. I split this into a 30 gram and a 70 gram cake using my Tea Doddles bag. So I'll leave Precious Knits and Tea Doddles in the description box down below. Like I said, lots of links. Lots of links. So that's sock pair number 1 that you already knew I was working on. Sock pair number 2 that you've already seen, you know, an original. This is where we are. What's going on? Oh, by the way, last week when you saw the Cascade ones, I was down here in this section. So I did all these in the last week. And the only reason why these didn't get more work like Friday, Saturday, Sunday is because, well, I guess I got lots of work on Sunday. I knew I was within 1.5 centimeters of turning the heel, and I didn't want to. So I took these out with me last week. These are Hermione Everyday Socks using Lion Brand Woolly Sock and Cotton Candy. So last week when you saw them, they were down here. And this is where we've gotten on these. I love how they almost match up on the striping. Just pure chance, accident, happenstance. But you can see way more of the pattern texture showing up here. I did not bring up my Vula. We are about probably 4.5, 5 centimeters from turning the heel on these. And I'm not going to do a different color heel toe cuff on this. It's going to be like these guys, where we just use the same yarn all the way through. So that's how the striping on the heel is going to kind of turn out. But finally doing the Hermione Everyday. Once again, easy pattern to memorize. It's a 4-row repeat, but you have visual cues as to which row you're on, 2 or 4, or 1 or 3, whichever it is that has the texture row on it. So anyway, that is in another Tea Doddles bag. And I did take my basket of Tea Doddles bags downstairs. Maybe I'll drop a picture in there, but I'm working both sides of the cake. No Skein Cozy for this one. So those are the 2 socks you were already aware of the fact I was making. Now in this bag, and Knit Picks is already linked down below. This is one of my 5 summer sock camp badges for 2024, because this is the first year I'm finally participating. And I have 2 socks to go in already. 3 on my hooks already. Look, it's been a couple of years. I've been meaning to join in. I've also wanted to do Sock Week with Knitty Natty, which that is also coming up. This week, I believe, Friday, is when the release for the merch is. So if you want to jump on that, I'll leave Knitty Natty tag down below too. But those are both things I've really wanted to participate in the past, and I haven't. And this year, I'm determined. I am determined. Sock Week is just about making 1 sock in 8 days. So that's a lot less to commit to than Summer Sock Camp. But even Summer Sock Camp is just making socks. Like, you have 3 months to make socks. So anyway, these are the picnic socks. I will leave a link in the description box down below for these as well. So I have done the world's most fidgety cast on for tiny socks. I love the Pico cast on. Do not get me wrong. I love the Pico cast on. I've used it on hats. I've used it on garments. Doing the Pico cast on for socks was a pain in the butt. It's cute. It is cute. I won't lie. It's cute. Never again. Never ever again. I will do a fold over cuff. I will never do this again. But I am just letting the striping pattern for these do whatever they want to do, show up however it wants to show up. This is Peyton's Croy Bramble Stripes. So we have one that started off very purple and one that started off very green. It's okay. This is actually written to have a short row heel. So once again, I'm just going to stick with my tried and true Earth Tone Girl Shadow Wrap heel. And I'm not going to do contrasting heel toe cuffs. I'm just going to straight work these. So my socks recently have been turning out to be between 60 and 69 grams, which is fine. So it's such a weird, when you're using the 250 gram balls, because you don't really want to have to crack into an extra one. So like, anyway, I'm going to do some sock cozies or skin cozies. I have a size 4 9-inch circular downstairs so I can do cozies. So I'm just going to make cozies out of my scraps because I have the Halloween scraps for the 250 gram balls. I'm going to have scraps in the bramble stripes. Although with the bramble stripes, I'm going to have 2 balls of scraps. I'm going to take one and put it into my crochet granny square sock weight shawl, scrap shawl. Then I'm going to take the other one and do cozies. So I think that's all my sock stuff. Picnic socks are by Cheryl Toy. And that's what the top of them looks like. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I was going to cast these on and do them toe up, but we have a drop stitch pattern. So that's where the drop stitch is. So instead of casting on 64 stitches, it was casting on 60 stitches for my foot size. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I am right here in between the first 2 eyelets. It's very hard to tell where I am, but that's where I am. And this was actually written for Peyton's Croy and Meadow Stripes, which ironically, I think is the yarn I pulled to either do another pair of Hermione Everydays or channel shout out. This is just working out perfectly. Actually, before I shout out this channel, let me go grab something. I know you guys have these days where you're like constantly seeing the same thing over and over and over popping up in your feed or something like that. So this is really, really weird. I've had a yarn, a very specific yarn that I can name 2 out of the 4 people who recently used it. One is Sunny at North Country Knitter, and she used it for a cuff on a pair of socks for her daughter. The next one is Wyoming Knits, and I want you to go watch Wyoming Knits' latest video. So I'm tagging her. I had her as my channel to mention. I have another one I'm going to be mentioning coming up soon, but I want to wait until I get a thing first so I can blame her for me having to buy this thing. And she has no idea this is coming, which is even funnier. But Wyoming Knits, really into socks apparently. I just discovered her channel. She's adorable. I love what she makes. I love what she's putting together. She also is doing sweaters right now. And like I said, you know, for some reason, I'm in my garment era. Loving it. Loving it. But this lady makes some cool things. I can't remember the other 2 channels. It's driving me crazy. But those 2 in particular, I really did take notice of them using this yarn. And I own this yarn. And this is one of those... I always say I love my Yarnable, but Cheryl and her team surprise me. And it's not always things that are necessarily me, but somehow I still love them. And this was a prime example of that because Carrie doesn't do yellow. You can even see on screen with me right now, this totally washed me out. This made me look like I've got the flu. Yellow is just not my color. That's fine. But I love this yarn. I love the tonal yellow and that little lime green in there. I love this yarn. So I've been trying to figure out, what do I do with this? Because this doesn't coordinate to things that I wear anywhere near here. So the potential pattern that other pair of yarns could be, potentially could be the Minecraft socks. And I'll insert a picture here of the Minecraft socks. But it's because Wyoming Knits is using this yarn. You need to go look at them. Go look at her video. I will tag her channel and this video specifically. She's using this. The theme on this yarn is Straighten Your Crown. It is pineapple themed yarn. These Minecraft socks in this yarn look like pineapple socks. So now I kind of want to make the Minecraft socks in the stripes and in this. Guys, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. But this yarn is awesome. I think it's beautiful. It might have to become Minecraft socks just because they look like pineapples. And after seeing Wyoming Knit socks, the only thing I can think is, like, I have some lime green too. So I could do a lime green cuff. Not a heel and toe, just a lime green cuff to go with these. Like Kay's little pop of color at the top. Because it's Straighten Your Crown. And we really need to make sure that the top of the pineapple is adorned properly, right? I don't know. Y'all go watch the video. You'll understand once you see her socks. And stay tuned for the sweaters too that she's working on. That turtleneck sweater that she's wearing. I wish I could stand things around my throat because that sweater is gorgeous. And the yarn she's using for it, I just want to cuddle up in that, like, anyway. I will stop ranting. I will stop raving here. I'm going to show you one more WIP just because it's using yarnable yarn and we can kind of transition. And then I have an FO that I want to share with you guys. It's pretty special. I'm kind of excited about it. So I told you guys last week, number one, I was going to get one of these wrister cake holder things. And I was going to test it, kind of like I did the wool genie. I have some notes already going. And I got this one very specifically. We'll get into that in the review for that. But that will be coming up here in the next couple weeks. But this is Raven. I bought an extra hank of this. But this was one of the yarnable yarns. I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a sockhead hat and sockhead cowl because I have two. And I'd like a set. But what I decided to do is go ahead and do the muscle burr hat. And I'll do a matching scarf cowl thing. Now, what I might do, I have another hot pink. So what I might do is one side in Raven, one side in the hot pink, and then do, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's loud. That was plain. And then there's a helicopter following right behind it. So I'm going to go with probably Fort Jackson and, or whatever it's called now, and Short Air Force Base. Doing something. Shenanigans. Anyhoo. So I decided to cast on the muscle burr hat. I have another hot pink yarn. I actually have lots of hot pink yarns. But I'm thinking about doing Raven on one side, hot pink on the other, and then maybe charcoal or just a flat pink or a flat yellow, depending on which pink I pull. But anyway, we're started here. And I am working from the outside, so if I'm working on this at home, I can just, you know, pop this off of this spindle, put it on the wool genie. I'm not going to get frustrated or anything, not being able to have it in a cozy and working from the outside of the cake. Biggest pain in the butt to start. I wish I'd watched some of the easy start videos. I almost never do center out knitting because I hate casting on center out knitting. But I succeeded. I did use DPNs, then moved to Magic Loop, and then got it onto my 16-inch soy kidlets. Or 12-inch circuit. What are these? I don't even know anymore. My brain hurts and I don't want to think. But I like how that's turning out. It's cute. It's pretty. I love the yarn, of course, so. There's a reason I keep getting it month after month and I haven't canceled. It may take me a little while to find the right project for all of my ALCs and my yarnables, but I do love them. I have one more thing to share with you guys. And for some reason it's inside out. I don't know. I did not block this because I knew I would not have time to film today if I blocked this. So it'd be just like laying there drying. So this is my Fresh Berries tea. It is done, 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 done. So this is using the Hobie Cotton Silk Prints. They did send me the yarn to test out and share with you guys. I loved it. So this is almost 350 grams. So that's 7 balls of it that I worked through. I like it. And I really love the drape on this sweater. So I'm going to try this on and show you guys what it looks like on. You can see where I'm saying there's a little bit of puckering here, but I'm pretty sure all that will fall out once I block it. So yeah, there we go. There's that. But I do like how it looks. Next time, I think I want to do something that comes a little bit rounder at the neck instead of very angular at the neckline, and something that maybe has a wider ribbing at the neck. So anyway, this needs to block out, and I think it'll be perfectly fine. But we're done. She cute. She turned out so nice. But that is all. That is all I have for you guys today. I know it's a lot. I ran off at the mouth quite a bit. Tends to happen. Once again, you know, it's only like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm a little high on my coffee. Anyway, I love you guys. I will see y'all real soon. Please take care of yourselves. Bye, guys.